if he is in a position here where I'm monitoring the arm and he starts to strike. So he starts to pull back, and as he pulls back, I shoot my hands across the body to get this split seatbelt kind of control. I'm weaving through his forearm, grabbing his wrist here like this. I'm gonna do essentially the same kind of move with a little bit different result. I still gotta climb here like this. I hook the leg like that, and I start to climb up here. I get my head to the floor. At this point here, I can probably pull my head out from his arm, or I can grab his hand, attach it to my chest, drive my shoulder in, and create a shoulder lock. What's up, guys? It's Eli Knight here, and you should know by now that I'm pretty partial to jiu-jitsu, but I still think you should never ever go to the ground in a street fight. The problem is that you don't go to the ground by choice a lot of the time. So we find ourselves here, and he tackled me down. He's got me in this headlock position. The headlock isn't necessarily a very skilled move, but it's a very dangerous move because it's factory installed in literally every human to grab the head, pull you, squeeze and hurt you, maybe punch you. So the way that we're going to address this here is if I find myself on the ground, I don't want to go flat. I want to be up on my side. So I've got my kickstand here, my knee, hip, and shoulder all up off the ground so that he's not smashing me too hard. I'm going to monitor around his shoulder and around his forearm here in case he does want to start striking instead of just holding my head. So this is a good monitoring process. This leg here will almost always be available for me. If it's not, I'll show you what to do. But if it is available, then what I'm going to look to do here is I'm going to climb this here. I want to hook my leg. I want to turn over, put my forehead and my knee on the floor. Yes, it might be asphalt, but it's okay. You got to pay a tax for getting taken down. We go here like this, and I start to climb myself up to this position here. I base out. I get myself here like this. Hopefully this is enough torque on his arm to get me out of this headlock at this time. And then I'm on the top position. I can get back up to my feet if I need to, or I can stay there and do more damage, control the position of the situation. Now, similar from here, if he is in a position here where I'm monitoring the arm and he starts to strike. So he starts to pull back, and as he pulls back, I shoot my hands across the body to get this split seatbelt kind of control. I'm weaving through his forearm, grabbing his wrist here like this. I'm going to do essentially the same kind of move with a little bit different result. I still got to climb here like this. I hook the leg like that, and I start to climb up here. I get my head to the floor. At this point here, I can probably pull my head out from his arm, or I can grab his hand, attach it to my chest, drive my shoulder in, and create a shoulder lock. Hopefully breaking that arm right there so he can't headlock me anymore. He's not going to do too much damage, and hopefully that's a fight ender at that point. Now, here's the thing. This leg over here will be available for me to climb up. And if it's not, well, where can it be that he won't allow me to get it? It's got to be kind of up here, closer to this leg. That's the only way I'm not going to get this one. But now he has no lateral stability behind him. So all I need to do now is to turn my head down this way here, and I can pick him up and over because he didn't have any kickstand back behind him. At this point, I can step clear over here. I can frame to get out this way. I can stay, again, do damage, maybe go back into submissions if I feel like that's the appropriate response, or disengage if the opportunity presents itself. So those are a couple different ways. Now, the one thing that you might notice on these is that for me to do this climbing over type escape, I have to have my elbow free. So whenever Dan has me here like this, I tucked my elbow in immediately, and that's going to help me with all these escapes. But then what happens if he's got this arm pinned? So now this is a problem, because if I try to climb, I can't get my elbow to the floor. I can't get my upper body completely clear. So here's how we're going to settle this problem. From this position here now, I'm going to connect my two hands behind his shoulder like this. So I lock this in, and I'm going to start to walk myself away from him a little bit like this. Now, as I walk, he tends to want to kind of follow me to seal that space that I created. So as he goes to do that here, this way, I'm going to plant my feet flat like this. I'm going to plant my head to trap his arm, and I'm going to push my hands up over my head, and I'm going to roll him over and across his neck. Again, at that point, I can step over back to the mount. I can do damage here, go back into submissions if I want to, but it's, again, whatever the context dictates is the most appropriate response, and that's how we're going to get ourselves out of a sequence of headlocks, whether he's holding, pinning, punching, balled up, spread out, all those different considerations. Again, it's a factory installed grappling move, so it's a very dangerous situation even from an unskilled opponent. Knowing how to defend against that is of paramount importance. So you may not want to go to the ground in a street fight, but if it happens, you got to have a solution for it. I appreciate you guys watching this, and make sure to follow me on all the socials at Knight Jiu-Jitsu.